We traveled all the way to Kraaifontein to highlight the story of another brave woman. Samantha Manuel was diagnosed in December 2012 when she was just 30 years of age, 3 months before her wedding. Although her journey wasn't an easy one, today she says she has a lot to be grateful for.
So it's 7 years later, and we're expecting a baby. So I'm almost 5 months pregnant, which was one of the things my oncologist every year when we ask, when can we? No, you can't. It's too risky, because my cancer was hormonal positive. So whenever my hormones goes up, the risk goes up as well. So that's why I was on that treatment for 5 years, where they suppress your hormones with tamoxifen.
Finding a lump on her chest is what made her go to the doctor and get herself tested for breast cancer.
I was diagnosed December 2012. So I felt a lump actually in 2011. So it was a year prior to my diagnosis. But it was still very small at the time when I felt it. So I went to the hospital, I did some tests, and they told me, no, it's nothing. They can't detect anything on the tests. So yeah, life went on, and then about 6 months later, it started growing a bit bigger and became more mobile. So I went back to the doctor and I said, listen, yeah, this thing is bothering me, so can we please check it out? So we went for several tests after that, and every test came out as, no, it's nothing, or there's nothing to worry about. But somehow, I think the surgeon I went to, he became persistent in seeing that my face, I'm worried about the lump. So he finally did a biopsy early December. When they did the op, so they removed totally mastectomy on the left side. But then, because we were getting married in 3 months, the doctor, or my chemo doctor, my oncologist, she decided, let's push back the treatment until right before the wedding, because it takes about 2 weeks for your hair to start falling out. Then we scheduled it for that time, just so 2 weeks before the wedding. But then, on the day of my wedding, my hair started. When I went to the hairdresser, they couldn't really touch my hair, because as they touch it would come out. So they placed some extensions in it, styled it a little bit. But the next morning after the wedding, my hair was starting to fall off.
When asked about her biggest support system, Samantha says,
Basically, that was my mother, my husband, and my son. So my son was 3 at the time when I was diagnosed, about to turn 4. So he was still very young, didn't understand, but he was also one of my biggest supporters. My mother was with me when the doctor diagnosed me. My husband as well, biggest supporter. He could have packed his bags and go and thought, I don't have time for this, but he stood by me up until today. My mom as well. My mom came running the house, helping my husband with the kid and so on. So I would say they were a big part of this whole journey.
Samantha has been through so many challenges but has been able to hold on to a bit of hope. Like many who are still going through the treatment, she hopes that they will continue believing and hoping for the best.
You can motivate people, you can inspire people, but everybody's story is different. So I would say take your journey as your own and make it your own. And whatever you experience on a day-to-day basis, it's your experience.
I am Edna Kangolo for our City News in Kraaifontein.